Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me at this time of the day. My name is Solomon Design Shams, and it's so good to be with you. I hope you are doing extremely well uh, and keeping yourself healthy. That's the most important thing. Before I go further, I want to play you just one promo. I would really want you to watch and listen to the content because I wanted to go onto this website and check out the great Christian content they have.
As a church leader, your time and resources are limited. It's difficult to find discipleship and Bible study materials that are affordable, easily accessible, and high quality. But there is a way to equip the people in your church every day of the week without losing sleep. Welcome to Right Now Media, the world's largest library of video-driven Bible study resources, used by more than 20,000 churches, schools, and organizations. With a Right Now Media subscription, everyone in your church can access thousands of biblical resources for kids, couples, small groups, and more. Give your members access to great content, anytime, anywhere, on any device.
And God specifically says, the way you think, that's not the same way I think.
Equip and inspire everyone in your church beyond Sunday.
Yeah, welcome back. I hope you watched that video. Some great content there. So please go to Right Now Media and check out what they have. That's very important. My kids, even this morning, they were in there in Right Now Media. There are lots of hundreds of great videos for children. Stuff for men, stuff for youth, stuff for women, stuff on marriages, stuff on spiritual growth. Just stuff on health from a Christian perspective, just so much there. So please go, make sure you go check it out. Well, I want to encourage you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Good to have everyone here. This is Promise, watching from Gauteng in South Africa. Thank you, Fanta, all the way from Sierra Leone. Good to have you here. Alice from Free State. Joima from Onitsha in Nigeria. And Hendrik from South Africa. Good to have you guys. So quickly, I just want to talk about marriages crashing. There's been a lot of marriages crashing, whether it's a Christian marriage or non-Christian marriage, whether they're celebrities or not celebrities. The point is, what can we learn from marriages that are crashing? And this marriage of Funke Akindele, who is a Nigerian celebrity, well-known actress, very successful. She married another guy who was a musician, JJC, who was also living in the UK, also successful sort of, and he had a son from another marriage who's like a teenager now, right? So they got married and they got, in the course of the marriage, they got 2 kids, twins. So this is them here, the couple I'm talking about. They call her Jennifer. Very, very extremely talented and gifted Nigerian actress. She is one. I mean, she's like in the top 5 basically of actors who are celebrities who are successful. So they've enjoyed just a couple of years. I think about 5 years or so of marriage, or 6 years of marriage, as you can see them. This is them together, and this is them here with their kids, twins. So they've been married, but a couple of, I think last year or early this year, there's been sort of like her stepson, who is his son, came out and just said, look, hey, I lived with them, and this actress is not who she claims to be. That she is very rude to her staff, very rude to people, and not doing things well, and the way she treats people isn't right, and all that. Obviously, that's one side of the story. And he said that dad hasn't lived with the mom for like 2 years now. But after that, things died down a little bit. But then the husband now came out yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, and released a press statement saying that he's separated with his wife and they've been living apart for 2 years that she asked him to leave the house. So now they are no more together. But this whole thing is not really, this whole broadcast is not really about them, right? This whole broadcast in itself is just about marriage. You see, marriage is a very difficult environment, just like any other environment is difficult. So why do we expect marriage to be easy when we know that to run a business is not easy? To get an education is not easy. To rise through the corporate ladder is not easy. To be a good person is not easy. So why do we expect marriage to be any less easy? Actually, marriage is going to be more difficult. But you have to have two people that are willing to stay in there and make it work. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line. Are you ready to stay in there and make it work? If you're not ready to stay in there and make it work, there's definitely going to be a whole lot of problems. And these are celebrities that a lot of people look up to, you know, their marriage. Many people look up to these two people as a model marriage, model family. But people go through a lot that they cover. But one thing I want to say is when you go through a marriage, make sure you yourself, you do your best as a husband or as a wife. Do your best, even if the other person is not doing their best. Do your best. Make sure you don't have any hidden agenda. Even if you do, repent, ask God to help you. Even if you cannot tolerate the other person in certain ways or certain things, ask God to help you. It's as easy as that, because you cannot depend on your own strength at all. So we now look at a marriage like this that had experienced this kind of problem, and a lot of people begin to feel, marriage is definitely difficult. I'm not sure it's really for me and all that kind of stuff. You're using celebrities who might probably not even be Christians to now create a perspective on marriage. A lot of people use celebrities to create perspective on relationship, perspective on marriage, perspective on finances, perspective on God, perspective on the church. These guys are not even Christian, some of them. You don't even know them from anywhere. But you're using their advice. I'm not saying all their advice is wrong, just because they are celebrities. You know, marriage requires a lot of prayer. Marriage requires a lot of commitment. I'm not saying divorce is not going to happen. Divorce can happen to anyone. Anyone. Because you see, marriage is about two people. And when the one person makes a decision to leave, there's nothing you can do about it. So the divorce would happen to you, even though you don't want to leave. It can happen to anyone. But it's not the end of it. Right? And if the husband and the wife said, look, I'm committed to make this work. Whatever happens, I'm committed to this marriage. That's what it is. First, you have to know that in your marriage commitment, you're first committed to God, not to your husband or to your wife. If you understand what the commitment to God in a marriage first, if you're committed to your husband or your wife, they're going to disappoint you. They're going to do things. They're going to say things. They're going to react in certain ways. How are you now going to take it? You're going to give them an eye for an eye? Because that's what the flesh will tell you. But you see, if you're committed to God, you're not walking in the spirit. That way you're going to, whatever happens, you're going to show the fruit of the spirit. Patience, long suffering sometimes, faithfulness. And that's what God requires of us. I've met people who said, look, I decided to leave the marriage. But why did you decide to leave? I mean, there's only one ground that I think people should leave a marriage. When there is adultery, you can still stay in the marriage. If your partner, your husband or your wife cheats on you, you can still stay on the marriage if you feel you can handle it. But if you cannot handle it, you can step out. And that's not sinful. That's not wrong. But you cannot leave a marriage because of this, because of that. No, you sign up for this. You stay in there. Keep praying. Keep believing that things will change. It's a lot of suffering in marriage when the other person is not really aligning to God's plan for the marriage. And forget about all the couples that you see, marriages that you see. You think everything is okay, they're happy and all that. You don't know what they're going through. But you see, when we put God in the center, so if God is in the center of the husband and the wife, when the wife wants to speak to the husband, she says it through God. When the husband wants to speak to the wife, he says it through God. Then we can have a more beautiful marriage. A marriage is so beautiful. Without the challenges, even with the challenges, marriage is one of the most beautiful environment and contexts you can ever find yourself. So look up to celebrities. Don't allow them to determine and to define what marriage should be, what families should be, who a husband should be, and who a wife should be. That's my advice for you this morning. And I hope that God will continue to strengthen us who are married and those who are not married yet but intend to get married, that God will prepare you as you take that step, and He will bring in the right person that would understand that. God bless you. I'll see you again later.